Good morning, traders. So we're still using the Bill Williams theory and looking at the DAX this morning. So a couple of things that have happened and kind of leaving a little bit, few more questions in my mind. So the first thing is we've kind of broken through this resistance area, and this is all because of news, or should I say noise, coming out of the US around the US-China trade war. And that news came through on Thursday evening. So anyway, you can see we've sort of the last 2 days we broke through the bottom, or the last day. It was Friday that we broke through here, through this area where I was expecting us to take some kind of a be able to take some kind of a short, and we've rallied higher up. Now there are a couple of things which are at play. So firstly, it's this 200 moving average. Okay, so again, from a technical point of view, we broke through the 200. You can see we were on it here, and we broke through it. So this could still be seen as a retest of the break as well. Okay. So until we really get above, more than likely, that area there, so if I look at the left, so that was a previous swing low. The trend is we're still in a downtrend. So there are a few diagonals that we need to worry about. That's the first one. And that one has been broken. Okay. Anyway, so the weekly, this could be seen as an exhaustion bar. We could have a turnaround, but as I said, well, we need to get above 11,706. So we need a weekly close in that area for me to even start considering that the trend has changed. So for now, start with the daily and click the right button. Right, so you can see we had this rally, we had a couple of days of consolidation, and now we are rallying. So I think what we should be able to do here is just work out this measured move. And as I said on Friday, measured move plays out. We've got this area here to look for. Which is there. Remember, this is the 200 moving average on the weekly. So we've got this area to look for. And then what we do have is we've got gap close as another option. Okay, now the oscillator is grouped to the upside here, which is indicating that we are relatively tired. We do have the alligator standing up pretty straight. So there's a couple of things you could see about this. This could be seen as an exhaustion bar onto a level, and the level being, if you look to the left, we've got some inside tails here. Let's use this bottom one here. So we have a level here. It also lines up with a diagonal trend line as well. So there's a lot happening here which could be looking towards a move down. But until we see sort of an inside bar, a picture like this, off the level, I'm kind of like in two minds. So in other words, if you were sitting long, there's no real reason to have got out except for the weekend. Okay. So just have a look at the 4 hour. You can see we had 2 weeks of consolidation and then we rallied pretty hard. So the closing few bars is a bit of a worry, but again, it could be because of the weekend and people just getting out of their trade or not adding their position. But as I said on the daily, oscillators are grouped to the upside, looking pretty tired. We're not sort of at a level. If you look to the inside bars here, this is the level I want to be at. So that for me is the area that you want to be looking for a potential short. Okay, and you can see this line is moving. Let's get it out. Moving with each time frame. So you can see the consolidation, and then we had the rally of note here. Okay, so gap up and run, all because of noise, 250 odd points. Okay, so this consolidation here on the hour is the area that I'm kind of worried about, and it's kind of there with the pin bar. Okay, so that's kind of the area that I'm looking at the moment. So I would expect us to sort of consolidate somewhat, to either continue consolidating or even drop down a bit. And I think let's just get a Fibonacci on this whole move. So there is the area that I'm looking for. So if I put a line on this previous breakdown, you'll see that it is a 61.8. So coming back to test this breakout. That would be ideal, but not necessarily what may happen. So what we could be doing is looking for a measured move of this entire move to the upside. So consolidate, and then if we get a break up, we look at it again. Okay, I'm not really interested in chasing longs here. I want to see a pullback. The trend is up. Okay, granted, the trend is up. If you look at from the 4 hour onwards, trended very much to the upside. We do have a bit of a 4 hour pin bar that formed, and obviously a break below that starts giving us a potential wise man number one. Okay, so if I do this, and we'll go and look on the half hour what that means. Okay, so at the moment, that's a 4 hour wise man number one. This pin bar here is a wise man. So we get a 4 hour close below this level, then you can expect a little bit more downside to come. Okay, we're far from the alligator, so we've rallied hard. So you would expect some kind of a pullback, and for me, the pullback will be another long entry, and ideally would be somewhere in this area here. Okay, so anything around 10,996 or let's say 1100. So 1100 being a round number would be the area that I'd be looking for another long. Okay, so let's get the half hour to see what else there is. Just widen that. So that's kind of the trade here. So on the 4 hour, it is a potential wise man number one. On the half hour, it is really just looking like a bit of consolidation. So a break below 11,221 or a break above 11,260. Those are the two levels to watch. Okay, so a break below, you can expect some downside. Bear in mind the trend is fairly strong, so whatever downside could just be consolidation or sort of just to come and test some of these inside tails here on the half hour. But that's really what I'd be looking for, a break either way. I'm reluctant to take the long, even though your stop here is, I think it's 45 points, so it's a reasonable stop loss. So I'm very reluctant to take that. I really want to see us pull back a lot sharper, a lot deeper before I start looking for longs again. So at this stage, I think for today, this is a sit on hands day for me. We could break up, but there's so much resistance in this area that I think it's going to be another day like Thursday was, or Wednesday and Thursday. Okay, I reckon we're going to have some consolidation. Okay, I think the only thing that's going to change my mind is if we do see sort of a lot of a consolidation for the first hour or two, and the oscillator on hour groups back down in the oversold territory, that would indicate that there is potential for a move to the upside. This here could also be seen as a wise man number one, although the deviation from the oscillator from the alligator is not that great. And I doubt there'll be one on the 12. No, nothing really on the 12. There are a couple of signals that are saying we're moving to the downside, but I'd be reluctant to take the short there as well until I get confirmation. Confirmation would be a break below and then a move up to test and then start moving again. That would be my confirmation that we may have changed the trend. But for now, trend is up. Should be looking for longs. I'm just very reluctant based on the level we're at and looking at all the oscillators right now. Okay, so I think, sit on hands until I see something change. If we do pull down, if we do pull back, and I think let's rather do this off of 30. If we do pull back, obviously this is first price. Maybe that's not that logical. But there is another area here, 11,165. and that would be an area that I'd look for a long entry. Okay, if we break up and run, depending if I catch it, if I do catch it, I'm watching the chart, then we may take a little scalp, but it's going to be a trailing stop, and watch out for these levels coming up. This is just giving me too many warning bells. It's a daily exhaustion bar as far as I'm concerned into an area, and I suppose the most logical thing to watch out for would be this 200 moving average on the weekly, because there's nothing really else on the weekly to stop it. Okay, so yeah, that's my view on the DAX today. I've just dropped down to a 6 minute, and you can see how crucial these two, well, this zone is. There's a pretty big zone here at 11,221 to 11,200. So that's the area. If we do find support there, I would be tempted for a long but a very tight stop, probably only at a 15-point stop. Okay, and before we close off, let's just see what's happening with the futures market. Right now, down 0.18%, but that's because Hang Seng is 0.5% down. And there was a little bit of news, negative news that came out of China last night. Okay, so yeah, trend is up. You're looking for longs. I'm just a little bit uncomfortable at this area here, but if we do form a base at the bottom of this this consolidation area here, if we do form a base here, I may be tempted with a very tight stop, and looking at things probably a 10-15 point stop loss, anticipating a continuation of this. And then the next thing would be to move stop to entry as soon as possible. And this area of 11,359 is exact, but I think I would go for 11,355 would be my target area. Okay, there we go. Any move to the downside, I'm not chasing. So let me just be clear about that. Trend is up. Not interested in chasing the downtrend. I'm only interested in getting long on the pullbacks. Okay, there we go. That's my view for today on the DAX. Hope it helps, and I will catch you later. Cheers for now.